Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is your digital daddy, day 48 in Dubai. And today I'm joined by somebody very special. I met him 5 years ago, and his name is Pappa Blockchain, at a period when I went from Dizzy Taylor to Blockchain Barber. And it's an honor, Mr. Pekka. Pappa Blockchain, to have you on today's show, which is devoted to my son Jaden. So, Mr. Sunshine, meet Pappa Blockchain. Greetings, my friend.
Easy. First of all, excellent idea for the channel, because this is not just educational, it is also heritage from you to your son, your experiences and things how the world that we are living in now. And I really admire your channel, and I'm honored to be part of that now.
Well, just so you know, you are the first guest on the channel since conception. It started on the 10th of March at 10 past 10 in the morning, making it a 10-10-10 moment. And the idea of sharing my experience with my son was it's the most exciting part of my day. You know, what time we have on Earth is not predicted, but how you spend that time is up to you. And look, in my journey of blockchain, you are one of the first people that I met on my introduction to blockchain, and you have been a constant education from the first day I met you till today. And look, we'll come more to today as we progress, but just tell us your journey on how did you become Pappa Blockchain?
Right. I started my journey a little bit earlier than Pappa Blockchain started to exist in the industry. But yeah, I've been 9 years, approximately 4 years, maybe a little bit more than 9 years now in the industry full time. The reason I really got hooked up with the idea of decentralized internet, because that's something that I started to research as much as I could those days. I came across with Ethereum white paper 2016, and then late 2016, and I come from the enterprise software side of the IT business, and I started my first online company in 1994, and went through the Web 1 and Web 2, and then all of a sudden those big guys started to steal our data. so that's where we live still today. That well, you know what's going to happen with on this call and for this call, but the then when the idea of decentralization of the internet came through, and practically that was Ethereum white paper. Bitcoin is Bitcoin. It's a mother coin. It's the most decentralized. There's no central entity whatsoever. But then the idea of smart contract really, I got really hooked up the idea of smart contract and replacing the unnecessary, too expensive, dangerous middlemen from the process. And I started to research as much as I can, and still continue the journey.
Amazing, amazing. I mean, look, my son is not aware of blockchain as yet, but he's only 10, and there is yet a journey for him to learn. And maybe as he gets older, this will become a secondary nature. And you know, in the 5 years that I've known you, how has the blockchain industry evolved? Because initially nobody knew what the blockchain was, and it's becoming more and more prevalent in today's society.
Let me start by saying that if your son don't want to be in the tech side of the world, tech side of the life, it doesn't matter. But what matters is for him, for you, for me, for everybody, we need to understand the benefits, undoubtable benefits, what this will do for all of us, because everything is online today. And the question is that who owns this? Who owns the internet? Do you control and manage your data, and whatever you do, who you're connecting with, and so forth? This kind of beautiful idea of blockchain But of course, it will never be like this, never fully. But we are also on the journey. And sometimes we go two steps forward and one step back. And now, because regulations are coming more to the picture, we are not proceeding fully to the direction that decentralized internet is supposed to be. But there are some bits and bytes that already today will serve this idea of decentralization. And when the technology will come better, comes faster, cheaper to use, and so forth. Let me say this: I'm taking a little shortcut now, but there are technologies already today that practically transactions are totally free. And let me take a little more further jump now, because there are technologies that are really related to AI and who's controlling these AI agents and AI overall, and then blockchain is there. But maybe blockchain itself is you know that you can be part of the system without asking any permission from anybody. Okay. If you are on the internet, if you go to social media, you go to these applications, you register yourself, you give all the data, and then you get all the data, and they start to spy you and follow you, whatever you do. And all of a sudden you start to get these advertisements and stuff. But this is blockchain. When we will have a blockchain-based internet, you decide who will see your data, who can you can control it, and you can even monetize it. But we are not there yet, and maybe never fully. But we are on our journey to this direction.
So would I be right in saying that we currently operate in a system where all of our data is collected and is going to a centralized system, and this centralized system is manipulating what we see in a not so secretive way? And look, as people, they are oblivious. You know, they update their terms and conditions every so often. The social media platforms, we won't name which ones, but they're collecting everything. And it's not a coincidence that you talk about something to your friend and all of a sudden you see adverts for the thing that you've talked about, right? And we're like, how has that happened? Is this the world that we live in right now?
Unfortunately, and this is kind of a easy part of it, because sometimes it doesn't hurt too much if you see the advertisement of the shampoo, not for you, but still for me. but good and dangerous example is that when the war broke out, after 1 week, there were more than 8,000 fake websites explaining crazy news from all over the GCC countries, but especially UAE and Dubai. All kinds of misleading information whatsoever. 8,000 websites, and those were generated, of course, from this country that we are. The world is fighting against Iran. But anyways, that's where we are. It's not just getting these harmless advertisements, if I may say so. But then that's sometimes you get even advantage to get some information from ads and whatever there is.
Yeah.
But then the biggest problem is we cannot trust anything. We cannot trust anything in the world today. Well, we can even trust when people are speaking, but when it's online, you cannot trust that. But blockchain has a mechanism that there is this public consensus mechanism that majority of who's part of the system needs to agree. And if you think that you have millions of users and you have millions of validators of these transactions, and you believe that the better option or better opportunity to have 1 million validators, to have more than 500,000 agree on something, that's probably much closer to the truth than some guy is saying something somewhere. So that's where the internet is going, and that is the beautiful thing of it. And again, no questions asked, permissionless, borderless, all these kind of things that it's embedded in the system already, and they are there.
Amazing. So look, one of the things that I saw recently, and you posted on your LinkedIn, was AI agents. And look, this is the hot topic. Everybody thinks they're an AI specialist. Tell us about AI agents and what can we as new human beings that are newly exposed to AI, what can we expect? What should we inspect? And what should we be careful of?
Um, of course, AI started to explode when the ChatGPT was launched in 2022, I believe it was 21, 22. Quite soon it started to explode, and everybody was asking crazy things about ChatGPT. That was an early phase for the public. But do you know when the first AI conference was held in US? What was the year?
I don't know.
1956.
What? This
Mm.
is before I was
So
born.
that was before internet, before even I practically IT that we understand today. But the idea was there, and this kind of machine type of thinking was put in a picture and what was put on a papers and documents. So from that year, we started to develop AI. So AI is not the new thing, but now when the needed thing happened, the compute, the crunch, the compute power, the crunching the data as so fast, and there's so much data. And now let's go back to the internet. Data is new gold or new oil, or which way you want to put it.
Yeah.
And now when you crunch it so fast with these powerful mechanisms, the compute mechanisms, these chips from NVIDIA and a couple other guys, and that's where we are with the AI today. But if you think who's controlling the AI today, they're the same bastards that are controlling the internet. So excuse my French. so so that's why we need decentralized AI for us, and they are not just that they are even manipulating more and owning more about what we do. It's also that they there will possibly some very difficult and dangerous things can happen to all of us because AI can do so incredible things already today. So let me put it this way: we're in a final phase to start. We must start to implement decentralized internet underneath AI. And I'm happy to say that there are some technologies that are doing it already. For example, AI agents trading and transacting with each other. There are platforms that are handling it, and there's some technical protocols like X402 that was launched last summer. The transactions are very fast and practically free, about $0.0001 per transaction. So these technologies are coming now. So simultaneously, when we have these crazy AI agents who are, and think of this, when you have this Web 2 now, and we have Web 2 on steroids, which is AI, how much they can manipulate and they can do whatever they want with our data.
I mean, look, I don't think my son has evolved to AI interaction yet, right? And I say the word yet because right now,
this can I correct a little bit. Your son is involved with AI.
Okay. In what way?
He's using internet.
Okay. Which is AI.
Which is AI today.
Yeah.
Practically. Google Mail started to use AI like, I don't know, 10 years ago or so.
Okay.
So and early days. And now, for example, even if you do the simple Google search, it's practically AI search, and then you can click more advanced search, and it takes you to the more advanced AI model to do a deeper search. That's where we are on AI. And when you do that, whatever you ask, they are generating data for themselves and for you.
Yeah. I mean, one thing that I noticed a few weeks ago, and it made me feel really good, right? I have a premium YouTube channel which my son uses, and as a result, I can see what he's watching, right? Because I can see on the history. And one thing I noticed was he was looking into the black hole and what happened before the Big Bang and all of these things. And when I did speak to him that one particular day, I said to him, I said, Jaden, were you looking into the black hole? And he went, yes, I was, Daddy. And I was like, wow, you're definitely my son. For you to be inquiring and asking these questions at such an early age, um, I had a proud father moment, right? Because the depth of what you look into life and the questions that you ask will determine how far you go. And, I was super proud of him to be inquiring. And look, as you're watching this, Jaden, the more questions you ask about our existence and why things happen, the better you will have an experience of life. Because once you know why something happens, it's really, really easy to understand. And look, from my journey, of success on so many levels. Everything I dreamt of as a child, I've done. I've written a book about it, and it revolves around why. Why do you want to do something? Why you want to do something will determine whether you actually happens or not. I remember saying to somebody, okay, what's your dream? Oh, I want a Ferrari. Why do you want a Ferrari? Oh, I don't know. You're never going to get it, right? If you have a real deep reason why you want something, the chances of you acquiring are highly probable because you have a big why. And I know that right now, the question you said about decentralized internet and centralized internet is the most important question, right? Because once you understand the difference between decentralized and centralized, the freedom that you talked about, having 12 million verified sources of one information that's irrefutable compared to the one guy sitting at the top of the mountain saying, no, this is exactly what happened. Well, there are 12 million people saying no, and you're saying yes. And that's the battle, right? That's the battle right now between decentralized and centralized.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. In big picture, yes, and high level, yes. But there's in consensus mechanisms, which is certain percentages. We practically 50% needs to agree, 50+% needs to agree.
Yeah.
But this is really, really interesting. This black hole thing, and which is amazing. But let me ask you one thing let me suggest one thing for you, because your son is doing something online, and all of a sudden he ends up in the information about black hole. So there's a journey from where he was online, doing something online, asking something online, checking something online, and that journey, that path, took him to get information from black hole. And what happened from this moment that he did something online
Sure.
until he was getting information from black hole, because that's the internet. So this information that he was kind of doing first, comics, I don't know, whatever it is, this data was collected to him, and all of a sudden he goes further and further, and then he's on black hole. So this is the internet today. So everything we do there will internet will guide us to some direction, if we
Right,
want or
right.
not. That's what they do. And this is interesting. If you don't mind asking your son, hey, what did you do before you get this information of black hole?
Yeah, how did you end up to here? Because
True.
I was quite amazed, thinking, where did you get this inquiry from, right? Is it something that's in my genes that's been passed down? Because you're my son? I don't know. Jaden, uh, oh, Jaden, when you watch this video, I want you to message me, because look, right now you've got Pappa Blockchain on the channel there to give you some advice, right? And the question you have there, Pekka, is how did you get from where you were? What was the journey to the black hole, right? Because this is a very, very interesting question.
Exactly. Exactly. Of course, there's a chance that wherever the interest can come up. For example, maybe on a call, or even when you were not in Dubai yet, you were on the breakfast table, you were talking about black hole with your wife. I don't know. but, but
Maybe, yeah. I
nevertheless,
mean, I know for a fact, me and my son have not talked about black holes.
yes,
Um,
yes, that's what I was.
but um, I don't know what he watches on YouTube. I've not seen anything black hole related, but Yeah, no, this is a very interesting question, and a really great guy I met many years ago in South Africa, who Mark Steinberg, he created something called consciousness coaching, and he said that Dizzy, the best thing you can do in life is to live with inside a question, because the quality of the question determine the quality of your life, right? If you ask rubbish questions, you'll get rubbish answers. If you ask really great questions, um, you'll get great answers, and a great life will come with that. So, Mr. Pappa Blockchain, go on. What else do you have to add?
Well, yes, one particular word you repeat it a couple of times, maybe more than two, maybe three, four times. Is really important question. Maybe the most important question for all of us. That's why.
Mm.
And why things happen, why you want this, why you do this, why you're interested in this. And why is if you are focusing on why and you demand the answers on this question. And I'm busy. I'm 100% sure that you remember lovely crypto granny,
Of
Anita
course, of
Connors. Yes,
course.
and we're still working together, some projects, and well, rest of our lives we are very good friends, and we are almost daily in touch with each other. And she always, when she's speaking anywhere, everywhere, she always says, why? She says, remember this question that you need to ask as many
Yeah,
times as you can, and demand the answer. So
yeah,
that's really really good. And again, your son, he is in very good hands, because he has heard this question, this
yeah,
three
yeah.
letter word, quite many times already, and he needs to act this way.
Of course. Well, listen, Pekka, look, I really appreciate your time. It's to me, it's even more special that I'm talking to you after 5 years, more so than the first conversation. The first conversation was inspiring, but 5 years on, for
Mhm.
us to be here and discussing why things are the way they are, I think is really, really important. And I'm truly grateful to
This
be
is
still be.
this is two-way street. It's two-way
Yeah,
street as
yeah.
always with you.
Yeah, yeah, no, 100%. I mean, look, like I said, thank you for your time. If any brands that you're working with, I know you're working with L Bank. If you can send me some links for L Bank and who they are, what they do.
Mm.
I know you are an ambassador for them. Can you share some stuff about that?
Yeah, well, yeah, let's see. That's major project for me now. I'm also part of some other projects, because I'm advisor in the industry, Web3 mainly, and I'm not so much. L Bank is they are known in our industry as a centralized exchange, but why we started to collaborate with each other last fall, because they are focusing now on the next phase, what's going to happen on trading, and also the asset class, cryptos and stuff, and where everything is based on decentralization. And they we started to discuss, and they we agreed that I will onboard in this position, and they gave me a nice title. I'm Chief Academic Advisor at L Bank, so I really love the title.
Amazing. Well, look, what did you
Yeah,
do on WhatsApp? Send me all the links
I do
that
that.
are
Yes.
associated with what you have
Yeah.
and your website
Thank
and
you.
any details. And what I will do for all you people watching that it's not my son,
Yeah.
click on like, click on subscribe, and
Mhm.
in the description, I'll have all the details on how you can have access to Mr. Pekka, the blockchain, Papa blockchain himself. Like I said, send me all that stuff. Because after I finish this, I will then start loading it to my YouTube channel. And look, today's a very special day. I'm going to be going to the races, the World Cup races in Dubai,
Lovely.
the first time ever. And I'm actually going to wear some pants that I've owned for 15 years but never worn.
Okay,
They're
but you
very,
still still fit on those. That's amazing.
yeah,
The
yeah. I
same
mean, look,
size.
I've got a jacket and shirts that I bought 20 years ago.
Wow.
And yesterday I wore them. I wore the
Wow.
shirt and a jacket
Amazing.
20 years ago.
Amazing.
And you know what the funniest thing is? 20
Hmm.
years ago, I was doing the same thing. I lived in South Africa and I was
Hmm.
networking in five-star hotels to see who I could see. And I'm doing the same thing now here in Dubai. I just
Excellent.
have a different purpose now.
Yes. DC, thank you so much. Let me add one more thing about the industry and my role. It's very briefly, because all these what I do is they're combined as one comprehensive system, which is the decentralized internet. But we have some narratives. We have real world assets, and we have decentralized physical infrastructure networks, DeepINs. And one of the projects I'm working is called DeepIN, and we are making this internet, as we making it more decentralized, we make it also the opportunities for people to control their data, to own their data, and monetize it. So this is that's what I do. That's what I'm talking with the industry experts on, as the programmers and with the guys, and we are taking steps towards this thing, which will be the amazing opportunity for all of us, and we are also saving AI for humans.
Magic. Pappa Blockchain, I thank you for your time and attention. Jaden, you're hearing it first from the man himself. And again, thank you very much, Pappa Blockchain.
DC, you must promise me one thing.
Go on.
When Jaden will come to Dubai and I'm in Dubai, we need to go have a little lunch or something to discuss. And I want to see face to face with
100%. You will definitely meet the little man that I have given life to. And when he does come to Dubai, 100% we'll definitely hook up. I mean, look, there's so much here for children. You know, the Museum of the Future. Look, the one thing about Dubai is it's the country of possibility, right? There's nothing is impossible here. If you can build this city on sand and build the tallest building and the longest and the biggest and everything, this is the place to be. This is the future of the world, right? Because they are embracing possibility. So on that note, we're going to end it at the word possibility, and that's Dubai. Day 38 of Daddy in Dubai with the one and only Pappa Blockchain. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, DC, and talk to you soon and see you soon.
Sure.